going to show you how to sanitize your freshwater tank. And this is all you need. If you boondock very often, you probably have one of these essential pieces of boondocking equipment. A 1-gallon pitcher. All you need to do is clean it out thoroughly, and you can use it to sanitize your freshwater tank. Okay, a couple of important things to remember before you get started. First, make sure you have access to water. Turn off your ice maker. Make sure you start off with a less than full freshwater tank. Don't run water through your water dispenser at the sink or on the refrigerator. Now this is easiest to do if your RV is equipped with a winterizing kit, which provides a tube for drawing antifreeze into the water system so that you can prevent the lines from freezing. We're going to use this tube instead to draw bleach into the freshwater tank to sanitize it. So all we have to do is flip these two valves, valves A and B. And what that does is causes the water pump to draw water through this hose. What we're going to want to draw through there is a bleach solution, which we're going to mix up by adding 1 3/4 cups of bleach to about a gallon of water. Now the reason we're using 1 3/4 cups of bleach is because we want to use 1/4 cup of bleach for every 15 gallons of fresh water capacity. We have a 105-gallon tank. 15 gallons times 7 equals 105. 7/4 cups equals 1 3/4 cups. So we've already put some bleach in here. We're going to add the last cup. Be very careful, obviously, with the bleach. You don't want to splash it. You don't want to get it on yourself. It's obviously going to ruin your clothing if you get it on you, and you don't want it in your eyes or on your hands. Be very careful using eye protection or gloves as you see fit. Now all we're going to do is we're going to take this hose, put it down into our bucket very carefully so that we don't splash. So with your water pump turned on and the spigot leading into the RV turned off or disconnected so that you're absolutely using water from the water pump, we're simply going to turn on our tank fill valve. And as soon as we flip that, you're going to see that water is going to begin being drawn in by the water pump from the bucket. And this is how we're going to get the bleach into our freshwater tank. Turn off your water pump. And what I recommend doing is filling this bucket one more time with fresh water to get all the excess bleach out of here. Going to fire up your water pump again. And now you're drawing in mostly fresh water with just a little residue of bleach. You just want to clean that hose out. Make sure that you've gotten all the strong bleach solution out. Now that you've got your bleach into the tank, you can turn your valves back and you can turn your tank fill off, and now go and turn your fresh water source back on at the spigot. Now it's time to fill the freshwater tank completely full of water, which will mix up the bleach solution into the water, thoroughly mixing it and also filling the tank to the top so that we thoroughly sanitize the entire tank. So flip your tank fill valve on and start filling your tank. We want to fill that freshwater tank completely full, and the way we'll know that it's full is by watching for water to come out the overflow on the bottom of the RV. As soon as we see that water begin to come out the overflow, we're immediately going to turn off the tank fill valve, and we're also going to turn off the water at the spigot. And there it is. Okay, now come up into the house and turn on all the faucets one at a time on cold water only. You don't want to turn on any hot water. You don't need to be drawing bleach through your hot water system. It's very important to remember a couple of things about this. You want to make sure that you're now drawing water off the water pump from the tank, not from the hose hooked up to an exterior water source, an external water source. And all you need to do is run the water until you can smell bleach. As soon as you smell some bleach coming up, shut it off. What you want to do is keep the pipes full of bleachy water. While you're sanitizing the water tank, you're also sanitizing the plumbing lines. We prefer not to run bleach through the hot water tank, though. You can if you want to. We've never done that. Okay, run the faucet in the bathroom until you smell bleach. We run every faucet in the house on cold water until you get that bleachy smell. We even run water up in the shower until we smell bleach to sanitize all the water lines. And if you don't have a wand like we do, and you need to run water right from the shower head, any RVer who's ever boondocked before probably knows this trick, but running shower water up into the bucket prior to taking a shower runs the hot water up and avoids putting this water unnecessarily down the drain into the gray tank when you're boondocking. And now you can use this water to flush the toilet. So a gallon jug is something we think every RV should have in it. We've used this from day one every time we're dry camping. Now if you want to, you can just let that bleach water stay in that tank for a couple of hours, 2, 3, 4 hours. You don't need any more than that. If you really want to be thorough and really want it to mix around and get the entire tank thoroughly sanitized, take the RV for a ride on a twisty road. Hey, when you're ready to rinse the bleach water out of your tank, there's 2 ways to do it. If you're in a place where it's not inappropriate to drain that water onto the ground, knowing that there's 1 3/4 cups of bleach in it, simply open the low point drain for your freshwater tank right back here and drain your tank. It's probably going to take a while. 105 gallons. Okay, if you don't want to do it that way, the other way to empty the tank out is to turn on a faucet at the kitchen sink and simply run the water out the sewer line. So we prefer not to do it that way if we can. We'd rather not run the water pump continuously for 105 gallons, but it's not the end of the world, and it's a matter of deciding which is more appropriate in your situation, to run your water pump for a long time to empty that water out, or to decide if you're in a place where it's okay to run it onto the ground. Okay, once your water tank is completely emptied out, hook yourself back up to fresh water and turn on your tank fill. And fill that freshwater tank all the way back up with fresh water. Once your freshwater tank is completely full, turn off your water spigot outside and go back to water pump. Turn your water pump on so you're drawing water out of the freshwater tank. Turn the faucets back on, all of them, one at a time, and keep running that water until it doesn't smell like bleach anymore. You want to run all the bleach out of the line. If you're not getting any smell of bleach at all after the first rinse out, you're good to go, and your tank is now sanitized and you're set for 6 months. If you're still smelling bleach, drain your fresh water tank one more time, refill it with fresh water, and you'll be good to go.